My name is Katie Chatton. I am the Director of Public Art and Cultural Heritage for Indiana University. To explain that a little bit, that is the group of folks that manage everything that's not located in a museum at Indiana University. So in Bloomington, we do have a couple fine art museums, but we take care of all the things you see in public spaces. This collection is some of my favorite work that we have, and it's been kind of hand-selected for these spaces. We've actually worked directly with some artists for the artwork in these spaces. The artwork in this building was selected with the mental health of the students in mind. We are absolutely thinking about what makes students feel comfortable, what adds kind of a calming vibe, what adds kind of a peaceful vibe. Of course, when you are seeing artwork, we want you to think, we want you to kind of ponder what you're looking at. But in this case, it isn't necessarily important that we're causing a struggle. Or we want you to see something that's really interesting, that brings a bit of lateness to your day. We've gone into this considering what students are dealing with in their education, but also how long they're spending in these spaces. Their classes are lengthy. The time that they're spending here is long. But also asking them, what is it that you want to see in your spaces? What's important to you? What makes you feel like, the third space idea? What makes this feel like a second home to you? You spend a lot of time here. What do you want to see? It's just really taking into consideration what architecturally the building means, who exists in these spaces, and how we can make the spaces a little bit brighter. I use always acquiring artwork based on donations. So it really kind of depends on what is given to us or what is offered to us. So we aren't necessarily seeking something out as much as taking a look at what is available to us and deciding where it fits best. But my favorite piece is over on the second floor hallway. So it's a very large painting of a dog. That artist was the chair, I believe, of the painting and drawing program at Heron, but that's his dog Inez. I imagine the students that could be far away from home, far away from their pets, might really appreciate seeing something like that too. I know when I was in college, it was like, you can call your mom, you can call your dad, but you can't call your dog. So you end up missing that family pet, right? So that was put up with a bit of intention, thinking about those students and the homesickness that they could feel. But the second floor also features medical illustrations done by a department I believe that maybe no longer exists. The School of Medicine used to have a medical illustration department where they taught that skill. Really detailed and really well done, and I think in a building like this especially, really delightful to take a look at. Artists you might recognize would be Salvador Dali. That is probably the most recognizable name. A lot of what we have in this building are local Hoosier artists. So there's people that may be less familiar than Salvador Dali. I think everybody's heard of him, but no less exciting. Artwork is continuing to come into the building. We are nowhere near done. This building is very large. This building has been so fun to work in. This is one of the few buildings I've gotten to work in from construction all the way through. We were walking this building in hard hats, trying to think about what the artwork would look like. And so it's been a real joy to see it come to life and see the students enjoy it. And to continue to work in it, because I think that spaces like this can be a bit cold, a bit sterile without anything on the walls. So it's been fun to kind of warm it up, bring it to life, add a little bit of creativity.